Hello family, my name is Alex Arteaga. I'm the founder of the Lemon Leaf Natural Wellness. Today I'm presenting to you a free class. I extend an invitation to you to walk this path of healing and self-development. Every step of this journey, you will encounter wisdom and knowledge that I have sought, embraced, and embodied for many years. You will find mutual value to each other. I have chosen to support you in every situation life presented. I will never leave you to face challenge alone, and I believe in your greatness. Together, we shall rise to win. Thank you for following me to be part of the journey. The road might be difficult at times. Remember, nothing can stand in the way of authenticity and love. When I begin to love with my heart, aligned to be authentic to who I am, everything transforms. I know you have the strength to succeed. Together, let's make this transformation reality. Most people in society live without control of emotions. Sadness, anxiety, depression, fear, doubt, a body wall fatigue, anemia, lack of attention, lack of sleep, and a spiritual disconnection. Fasting today is a talent. All the poison that we have been taking on ourselves from the moment we were born, it's very important to fast. Every month, every week, every day of our lives. I decided to pursue my dream and move to the US to become a UFC fighter. Fighting is a dream for me. It's a passion that I really enjoy and fulfill. That's not my only passion that I'm pursuing. On the passion of natural healing and wellness. Potential of hydrogen scale, brain and gut relationship, water, cells and relationship with water and structured water, electric herbs, detoxification process, alkaline biogenetic nutrition, thoughts and emotions and the relationship with the cells, testimony and healthy food recipes. Quote from Dr. Otto Henry Warburg. He's the winner of the 1931 Nobel Prize in Physiology. He won the Nobel Prize in 1931, proving that cancer can survive in an alkaline body, oxygen-rich environment, but thrives in an acidic, low oxygen environment. The higher your pH, the better quality you're gonna have in your life. The more oxygenation levels are gonna happen within yourself. Hippocrates, the father of the medicine, let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. The disease and the doctor, Ecclesiasticus 38. Treat the doctor with the honor that is due in consideration of his service, for he too has been created by the Creator. Job. Healing himself comes from the Creator like a gift received from a king. The doctor's knowledge allows him to keep his head up. Even the graders admire him. The Creator has brought forth medicinal plants, herbs from the ground. No one sensible will despise them. That wood that the Creator sweetened the bitter waters. With that, the Creator made his power known. Word of Jah. The potential hydrogen scales. The pH of the potential hydrogen scales. The pH will determine, widely used to translate the value of the concentration of hydrogen ion. A solution with a pH less than 7 is considered acidic, and a solution with a pH equal to 7 is a neutral. A solution that is considered 7.1, it is considered alkaline, and this measurement is used to represent the hydrogen ion concentration. Living alkaline lifestyle was the only option our ancestors had for millions of years. They obey natural law and stay in alignment with the cosmic arrangement, allowing them to live to ages that would seem impossible by today's standard. In a completely natural alkaline environment, our ancestors coexist in total harmony with all other natural species. The early humans belonging to the organic family live in natural ecosystems where they have the miracle of the creators with nature at their disposal. They always walk naked because they knew the body breathes through the skin. They understood that they should walk barefoot to maintain electrical conductivity between the air and the body. They bathed 3 times a day in the most refreshing and crystalline waters, and primarily consumed wild exotics, fruits and plants, or natural substances. These simple practices kept them always healthy and in harmony. Although it might be difficult to walk around naked and barefoot nowadays, we can start by consuming natural and alkaline foods as the first step towards healing the body and soul. Adopting this natural lifestyle can pave the way for deep well-being and balance in our life. Acidic basically means less oxygen equals less life. Alkaline means more oxygen, more life. At the acidic level, there is less value of electrons for atoms in the substance. In the alkaline electrical substance, we can sustain that there is more value of electrons for atoms in the alkaline substance. The level of the alkalinity alkaline substance will determine the function of energy and electricity produced on the brain, later distributed to all organs through the nervous system, meaning an alkaline substance is necessary for a proper function in our system, while the level of acidity, acid substance, will produce a dysfunction in our system, causing to live a sick, short, and painful life. All acidic foods with a pH lower than 7 contains less oxygen. Everything with less oxygen will rest days, months, and even years of your life. In the consumption of such substances is progressive for a prolonged period of time. All the diagnostics of this disease in patients are of lack of oxygen caused. Normally this is produced by what we breathe, what we eat, what we think, what we see. I like mango, dates, figs, watermelon, grapes, cucumber, pumpkins, pears, coconut, raspberries, burro bananas, baby bananas, tamarind, key limes, avocado, plums, limoya, coyo, yellow zapote, white zapote, rambutan, pawpaw, many other exotic fruits that you can find in the wild. What in the vegetables, my favorite are mushrooms, arugula, dandelion greens, zucchini, pumpkins, tomatoes, nopal, cactus. We can see that each food has different level of concentration of water, minerals, therefore has different chemical reaction within ourselves. Coconut water, tamarind, prawns, plums, oranges, and melons, they all have a different biomolecular structure. Therefore, they have a different level of minerals. They have a different reaction within our bodies. If you understand this basic principle, you can pick and choose which one assimilates more to your genes and the results you want for your own self. The electricity that drives us is generated in the brain and then distributed through the rest of the body by the nervous system. When we consume alkaline foods, we are literally ingesting energy. This energy not only nourishes or builds us through the essential minerals these foods contain for the human body. Alkaline food not only provides nutrition but also promotes healing of the body. Alkaline means electrical, hydrogen means oxygen, oxygen means life, and understanding these essential principles and connection between alkaline, natural, and electric, it is crucial to maintain our body in optimal condition. Promoting holistic health by incorporating these alkalines and electric foods into our diet, we're not only strengthening our body but also allowing our mind and soul to thrive in harmony with the natural forces that surround us. This ancient wisdom provides us with the key of a vibrant life. Everything we consume is information. What is information? Information means energy. When you consume an apple, you are consuming information. Where the information is processed, the first brain. Where is the first brain? It's in our intestine. Once it hits the intestines as the first brain, it's also surrounded by a natural network. This organ contains millions of neurons which produce largest amounts of neurotransmitters that lead to chemical signals to the brain. And a lot of those literally will control your mood, your emotions, your thoughts, the way you behave, think, and act. The main one of these chemicals reactions is serotonin. It's the happiness hormone. 90% of this hormone is produced in the intestine and is not only related to happiness, it also helps with sleeping cycles, stay calm, and live more peaceful. There are also foods that instead of helping produce serotonin can lower the production of it. Acidic foods, high in artificial sugars with saturates and ultra-processed fats, and artificial hybridized genetically modified water, fruit, plant, grain, and even animals. 3 questions for the audience. What do you have for breakfast today? Please share and tell us what you have today. How often you detox using natural herbs. Please share a story that you remember where in your childhood you have been given any natural herbs either by your parents, sisters, brothers, grandmas, and share it. Are you willing to give this alkaline approach an opportunity and a chance and give yourself the experience to at least try this for 2 months and experience the result to yourself? From 1 to 10, how confident you're feeling today? Water book reference, Food Chemistry 4th edition by Salvador Dabuy Dergal. The introduction. Along with carbohydrates, proteins, and lipids, water is one of the 4 macrocomponents that make up all the foods that man consumes. Water equals food. In some cases, it represents 95% cucumber, for example, could represent and manifest the water-soluble form into a corn, which only has 10% of water, something dead. Corn is dead and doesn't contain much of this valued chemical element that is called water, necessary for life. The water content, for example, of refined sugar from the table is practically zero. Is dead as well. And the freshness of fruits and vegetables and even meat is always related to the high water proportion of water, that in most cases it lists that it contains 60% higher of the proportion with the substance. As we can see here is when we begin to understand what substance contains the higher percent of water, or what living organism contain higher amounts of water solution within the substance. And one of these living organisms are us. We are made of between 60 to 70% of water, depending on nutrition or age and lifestyle. Water is fundamental for any biologically active life form, be it bacterium, the human being, or elephant. Because considered a nutrient, do not mean it's not considered part of the nutrition life in the human body or any living organism in the universe. It performs a large number of biologically functions for its ability to transport substances, to dissolve others, and keep them both in solution and in colloidal suspensions. Many macromolecules of biologically insertions, such as enzymes, nucleic acids, becomes active only when they acquire their corresponding secondary, tertiary, and quaternary structure. Thanks to the interaction they establish with water, this means the animals and plant cells as well as microorganisms only develop if they find the right conditions in an environment in which water is actively essential. Water influences the properties of food, and this in turn with their components influence the physical and chemical properties of water. As I explained below, the consistency, texture, and other biotical characteristics of food are determined by the interaction between water and microcomponents. In addition, it also affects biological chemical stability, and we learned that all nutrients we consume must contain a good amount of water, H3O2, structured water. Why is that we don't consume foods that already have a higher water percentage within the substance of water? When we already know by a science that the higher amount of water, the better quality of life. Isn't it in the molecule of water where we find oxygen, and isn't it that the higher the water, the higher the oxygen levels within your cells, within your soul, the better life you're gonna have? How is that I still go out to consume corn when we already learned a few minutes ago that corn contains 10% of water substances within the biomolecular structure of the corn itself? We learned that cucumber is 95% water, and yes, that makes sense. How can I expect to live a healthier life when I consume black beans, corn, pork, tortilla, and bread all day? You simply cannot. Alkaline nutrition to complement the body, selecting foods with higher water content Water is necessary to all mechanisms inside the body to add life itself. Between 60 and 70% of the human body adults is water and can reach up to 75% in newborns. However, today it's common to see how it begins to decay due to eating the wrong foods. And this is common but not necessarily normal to find human bodies below 60% water walking on earth. Simply it's because their lack of water consumption. I'm talking about glasses of water. I'm talking about eating the right foods with high amounts of concentrated water in it. All through certain tissues such as bones, hairs, teeth contains certainly this important element, water. And it is inert liquid solvent which serves as transport in the blood as a lymph that regulates body temperatures. An adult's body requires an approximate of minimum 3,000 millimolars daily, depending on age, sex, physical activity, and other factors. And continually losses due to sweat, breathing, urine, exhalation, feces. The water balance between what you lose and what you ingest is essentially for the good function of your body. Insolation or diarrhea causes a high loss of fluids that it reaches 10% of the total, can cause you serious problems. The vapor that is eliminated by exhalation also depends on the altitude of the place. Thus, in the metropolitan area, for example, Mexico City, with 200,060 meters above the sea level, it is breathing more often than on the coast because oxygen is scarcer and as a sequence of the loss of water is increased. In addition, in the lower atmospheric pressure, the air is dry and the water evaporates easily through the pores of the skin. A man can live a month without food, but no more than 7 days without water, and is one of the most important sources we most have to intake, not only as a liquid form, but in our food. Fruits, vegetables are generally contain more than 80% water. And here we have an example of a human cells and the cell's life sustains in needs. We have glucose. The glucose is the structure of 6 carbon, 12 hydrogen, 6 oxygen, and it's source of energy of all organisms in the universe, and it's essential to feed cellular breathing, both aerobic and anaerobic. Water molecule, H2O, 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. Electrolytes, sodium, potassium, chloride, calcium, phosphorus, copper, zinc, iron, manganese, and many other minerals and essential electrolytes for ourselves to digest. The more hydrated we are and our cells are also, the cells are going to reproduce aquaporine or water channel, which is basically is going to allow the cells to reproduce this channel all around so it can go through absorption, where absorption of what? Electrolytes, water, glucose. With this channel you can see this is the cell membrane around the cell where it goes the water around, but what? It also goes electrolytes and glucose. The higher water level of you are, the more channels the cells are going to be able to absorb through the aquaporine channel. What? Water molecules, glucose, electrolytes. Hydration. The best possible hydration is obtained from structured water, whose chemicals structure is H3O2. The water is found in the fruits, vegetables, and many other ingredients, substances that we can intake. Another excellent option to drink, it will be coconut water. As the last option we have is to drink spring water. Electric herbs, water, carbon dioxide, oxygen, sunlight, and the sun, energy force. The synthesis process that the plant has to go through, where it goes for carbon dioxide from water to light, and the plant, the sun, the glucose, and oxygen. And all these goes through electrolytes that nourish it to the photosynthesis process to get what? Minerals. The creator has made this process to create this living being that can also give you true minerals through this photosynthesis process. It is so beautiful and powerful. Many herbs like sarsaparilla, valerian root, we have the cousin of sarsaparilla, cocolmeca, burdock, we have chaparral, hombre grande, yojimbe, cáscara sagrada, doradilla, calawala, lily of the valley, and many other herbs. We have blue vervain, elderberry, ruda, red clover, damiana, you name it. There is thousands of wild herbs that we can intake and extract those minerals from, just as we see here at the picture. The photosynthesis process is the same here. Each herb, each living organism has different minerals in the structure, right? So it depends on what we're gonna intake. For example, we know for a fact that citrus has 92 plus minerals that we can intake to our body. So if we take it, well, guess what? We're gonna have high concentration of these minerals that we're gonna nourish ourselves and ourselves to different composition of these herbs. We have an example of one herb, sarsaparilla. This herb contains high amounts of iron, magnetic mineral. Iron is universally necessary and versatile element that is useful in the economic and health of life. Possesses an incalculable value and it exists in almost all soils and is almost natural waters in the atmosphere and is found through the plant kingdom and is an absolute and essential basic element to the red blood living in all red blood creatures. In addition to this, iron, it is the magnetic principle manifesting in an electrical phenomena, both organic and inorganic matter. It is powerful attraction and it almost infinite combinations with oxygen, hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, sulfurs, phosphorus, ironite, bromide, which are basically the most important elements for any living organism in the universe. Certainly the most important metal in the elements in nature, in all nature. We have iron fluoride in a soluble form and we have iron ferrous sulfate in non-soluble form. And as you can see, this is a good indicator that has high amounts of concentration of iron because we can tell that the water, it turns red. Iron and oxygen, it is iron that allows us to live because without it, we could not use oxygen, which is the breath of life. The dynamic power of iron, sustaining, purifying, vitalizing, renewing the body, if it were not for a few ounces of iron. The hemoglobin. Iron has many different roles in the body. Approximately 65 to 80% of the body iron is in the blood, in the form of what? Hemoglobin. Hemo means blood, globin means a sphere globe. Hemoglobin is a protein in red blood cells that carry oxygen to the body's tissue. Myoglobin, the compounds that carries oxygen to muscle cells, also requires iron. In addition, iron is involved in reactions within the body that produces energy. Any excess iron is stored in the body as a reserves. If there is a lack of iron in your diet, iron reserves are used in the body. Once these reserves is exhausted, the formation of hemoglobin is affected. This means that the red blood cells cannot carry the necessary oxygen through the cells. When this happens, iron deficiency occurs as a result in anemia. You know, when my grandma died, they put 19 tanks in her because they say she was lacking of oxygen. But we learned today what herb has the minerals that is able to transform oxygen within the blood is iron. 65 to 80% of the body iron is in the blood. And the hemoglobin is a protein red blood cells that carry oxygen to the body tissue. Here in the United States of America, we have restaurants and places selling you oxygen. While we know by science that the best way to get oxygen is through iron because it cannot carry the necessary oxygen through the cells if you lack of iron. Iron deficiency in anemia, leukemia, chlorosis, in disease of spleen, of many other diseases of malnutrition, in fact, degeneration, hydropsy, brain and bone disease. There is an iron deficiency. It might be there is no real way deficiency of iron in the body, but there may still be a lack of iron. And since this sounds like a contradiction, let me explain. When certain soluble substances dissolve in water, they are ionized. We also point out that the ions are the carriers of electrical conductivity or vital energy, and that they and only they are cellular foods. Any substance or matter that is not soluble in water is not ionized. Inorganic iron is not soluble in water, therefore it cannot be used in the vital process of the cell. Iron has, as I mentioned, many affinities, and therefore it is often stolen from solutions by other elements and compounds to form inorganic matter and insoluble substance. There might be heavy metals and inorganic substances that we might be taking that are not equivalent and having that simulation to us to have this iron as an organic matter, natural substance, to have the affinity within, to express the iron within us, so we can have the proper simulation and prevent us for iron deficiency. Sulfur and iron. Sulfur has a powerful affinity for iron. Any forms insoluble iron sulfides. All acids bind to iron, and some of them from insoluble matter, while others from epileptic astringents that dry the secretion and contract the affected part. In this case of usual and chronic constipation, there is an excess of sulfurs in the food that contains it. Thus, depriving the blood of it, is tissue removes sulfides from the intestinal canal. Constipation and anemia will disappear quickly, and the system will quickly move to the heart activity. Iron and the intestine. Iron is important, however, it is dangerous where used indiscriminately. Suppose your patient drinks tea and coffee, or is taking some astringent herbs, and you recommend an iron tonic for the blood. As we mentioned before, iron and tannic acid are incompatible, and the product of their junction is iron tonic, a very powerful astringent that dries the secretion and contracts the mucosa of the intestines. You can clearly see how ignorance or negligence in the administration of iron can easily cause a disaster in your system. This is what often happens. The intestine is loaded with toxic fecal matter that intestine don't work. A purgative is taken and the toxic matter is liquid and absorbed in the bloodstream, where part of its elimination in the lungs, kidneys, or any other organ, and disease occurs through the system, which can end in a death from chronic toxemia. All this due to the ignorance of simple chemistry. There are ways and means to take iron solutions compatible with tannin. In fact, nature produces these two elements incompatible in harmony with each other, and in many foods and herbs, the element SPF plays an important role in this relationship. Remember this: without phosphor, all its iron compounds are incompatible. With astringents that contain tannic acid, phosphoric acid is produced by the oxidation of the phosphorus, and is the only acids that do not coagulate the albumin and they mix perfectly with iron, producing an iron phosphorus soluble that is compatible with tannin and astringent. Sarsaparilla is one of many other plants with iron. The sarsaparilla contains compounds with anti-inflammatory properties that can help reduce inflammation in the body, especially used in the treatments of conditions such as arthritis and skin disease, such as eczema and psoriasis. The sarsaparilla has traditionally been used to treat respiratory conditions such as asthma, bronchitis, and the common cold. Thanks to its exceptional and antitussive properties, historically it has been used as a natural aphrodisiac and to treat problems related to libido and sexual functions in some cultures. The detoxification process you're facing your own self. He said unto them, this kind can come forth by nothing but prayer and fasting. The Ouroboros, Ouro means tail, boros is translated as eating. Taken together, it means tail, the boar in its own tails, and one who eats the tail. As a symbol, it identifies the serpent consuming its own tail. One of these represents the universe turning a cycle nature, which creates life of destruction, which is basically destructing your own self so you can revert to transform into a new version of yourself. In alchemy, it symbolizes the continuous renewal of a birth and death. Alchemists struggle to break free. Transformation of the caterpillar into a butterfly, metamorphosis. One of nature's most powerful transformation, a process of complete dissolution and rebirth. Just as the caterpillar becomes a butterfly, true personal transformation requires surrender, resilience, and trust in the process. Caterpillar doesn't resist. It trusts transformation, demanding letting go. The chrysalis stage is silent but essential. True change happens in stillness. The butterfly must fight to break free. Challenge force resilience, the same being but completely evolved. Crow demands reinvention and caterpillar crows. A butterfly soars, rise into your higher self. Divine timing is everything. Transformation cannot be rushed. Greatness unfolds when the time is right. The greatest transformation are for those who commit to breaking free from limitations. Like the butterfly, we must embrace the struggle, trust the process, and step into the life where we were meant to live. Change is not easy, but it is possible. A detox program with natural herbs, 3 days of consuming smoothies, juices, soups, salads, 3 days of consuming herbal teas and sea moss to detoxify, where you can basically do 3 days of consuming liquids and then 6 days of tea and sea moss, and then you can move on into a 9 days of use herbs, and you can go on and 4 to 21 days, 30 days, and make it part of your lifestyle. We have the alkaline biogenetic food guide. This means each person have different food needs. These change over the years, even through different seasons. When the person is in a stage of lack of health, it's especially necessary to attend to these needs. The truth is inside of you. These foods best complement. You are the ones that best complements you and make you feel that you need to learn to listen to your body. God expresses himself and commands signals into your body. These signals as which foods are the right ones for you to precise moments. What are some signs of reactions of the body in the presence of harmful food for the body? What are some signs? Eruption, gas inflammation, pain, hemorrhoids, skin alterations, cysts, constipation, fever, confusion, sadness, courage, tiredness, guilt, disgust, fear, loss of motivation, a loss of sleep, bad breath, smelly sweat, swollen gum, nausea, change in urine and diarrhea, difficult breathing, imbalance, and poor blood circulation. How can we really know which ingredients complement us best? It is important to start consuming food in natural state, consuming raw and separately used as nature gives them to us. Once we manage to identify the food that complements us the most, we will be in the position to start cooking complex dishes. There is no nutritional guide to foods that complements each genetics because every person is different on the planet Earth. Hummus is one of the purest, most nutritious, and most powerful ingredients. Also one of the most ancient for millions of years. The ingredients of nature on planet Earth contains more than 90% of all the minerals that the human body needs. Yet, there are people who are hurt. In other terms, they're allergic. Raw rice, it is the perfect rice for human consumption. It contains high amount of iron, carbon, magnesium, potassium, oxygen. There are people with certain health conditions to those who get hurt. Usually people of dark skin color, limited to completely eliminate any foods of animal origin. Usually people of dark skin should consume more fruits. Using logic is important on the way to discover your food truth. Logic calls for the complete elimination of any food from our way of feeding ourselves. Inorganic, processed, ultra-processed, hybrid, genetically modified. Usually people of white skin need food from animals, especially in the winter. Why people should consume less fruits. Usually people of the white skin have some advantage in the metabolism due to more efficient liver enzymes, allowing them to tolerate fermented and high concentration of substances. It is not necessarily about skin colors, but about genetic ancestry and evolutionary adaptation in our genes. The list of alkaline foods will help you to reduce the options to choose from. There is a big difference between natural foods and non-natural foods. Always the choice between natural foods and then be able to undertake the truth about what food you really need. It is also important to remember that in a state of lack of health, even some of the foods that complement your genetics should be avoided. Get to know yourself, get audited, analyze yourself, meditate, sit down, ask yourself, think, get in test, put yourself through the experience, and don't overwhelm the truth. The energy of true healing in the holistic and alkaline community. Many are seeking to heal their bodies, minds, and spirit. However, true healing cannot exist where is anger, frustration, ego, or negative energy. Healing is not just about what we eat or the air we take. It is about the energy we cultivate within ourselves and share with others. If we claim to live in alignment with nature, balance, and high vibrational frequencies, we must embody love, kindness, and respect, not just toward ourselves, but also towards those around us. Negativity, whether in thoughts, words, or actions, creates internal dissonance that disrupt healing. You cannot cleanse the body while poisoning the mind with anger. You cannot promote peace while projecting frustration onto others. True healing requires positive thoughts that uplift and inspire growth, kind words that bring harmony to those around us, loving actions that align with the healing energy we seek, humility to recognize when our ego is interfering with our journey. If we truly want to heal, we must become a reflection of peace, love, and abundance. Wish to experience healing is not just a practice, it is a way of being. Let's hold ourselves accountable. Let's choose healing not just in what we consume, but in how we think, how we feel, and how we treat others. Many healers step forward with the intention of guiding others, yet some do carry some anger and frustration. They speak of balance, yet act with tension. They promote healing, yet project frustration. They tell others how to live, yet never pause to question themselves. True healing starts with self-awareness. A healer who never questions themselves is like a guide leading others without a map. If we do not reflect on our own emotions, intentions, and behaviors, how can we truly help others heal? Ego creates divisions. It says, I know best. It resists humility. It silences self-inquiry. It's not about superiority. It is about understanding, evolving, and continually aligning with love and truth. A true healer asks, am I acting from love or from the need to be right? Am I guiding or controlling? Am I uplifting or creating fear and division? Am I truly embodying the energy of healing in my words, actions, and presence? To heal with love, we must first heal ourselves, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, mentally. Healing is not just about what we do, it's about who we are. Let's choose humility over ego, peace over anger, love over control. That is the true path of healing. The energy of the true healing, thoughts, cells, self-reflection, science confirm what ancient wisdoms already knew. They always thought energy is everything and our thoughts shape our biology. The study of epigenetics reveals that while our DNA provides the blueprint for life, it is our environment, emotions, and behaviors that determine how the blueprint is expressed. Every cell in our body contains the same DNA. Different cells express different genes depending on the signals they receive This regulation happens through epigenetics markers, which acts like molecular switches that turn genes on or off. These markers are influenced by thoughts, emotions, the biochemical signal from stress or joy alter gene expressions, impacting immune function, metabolism, and aging. What we consume and the energy we surround ourselves with can activate healing or disease. Touch and reconnection, physical and emotional connections influence DNA. Methylene and histone modification, two key processes that controls gene expression. Every thought generates an electrical impulse in the brain, triggering the release of neurotransmitters that communicate with our entire body. This constant biochemical dialogue influences gene expression at the molecular level. Positive thoughts and affirmation promotes histone acetylation, which loses DNA and allows genes linked to health, longevity, and regeneration to be expressed. Negative emotions and chronic stress trigger DNA methylation, which silence genes that regulate immune response and cellular repair, leading to inflammation and disease. Oxytocin from love, touch, and connection enhance cellular communication, reducing stress-related genetic suppression and promoting healing. Align with nature and true healing. If we truly seek healing, we must align our thoughts, emotions, and actions, our biology with the right energy. A true healer understands self-reflection is essential. Healing starts with questioning our own emotions and actions. Thoughts and affirmations reprograms ourselves. Our body listens to every word we think. Love and kindness are medicine, not used for others, but for our own biology. Touch and connections activates healing pathways. We are wired to heal thought connections. Ask yourself, are my thoughts nourishing my body or poisoning? Is my energy in harmony with nature, or am I creating internal resistance? Healing is not just a practice, it is a state of being when we align our thoughts, emotions, and behavior with the energy of wellness. We activate the deepest level of healing within. Let's lead with love, let's choose healing, not using what we consume, but in how we think, how we feel, how we treat others. Authenticity. Authenticity, the courage to be yourself. The profound influence of authenticity on healing and cellular vibrational frequency. It is an honor to explore with you today the transformative power of authenticity, not only as a key to emotional well-being, but also as a conduit for a profound healing and the enhancement of life itself. Authenticity represents the alignment of our own thoughts, emotions, and actions with the true essence of who we are. This alignment creates a unique vibrational frequency that resonates with love, peace, and profound sense of inner coherence. The effects of this frequency ripples through every aspect of our existence, from the cellular level to the very fabric of our reality. The science of authenticity, it is cellular impact of our body, are not merely biological systems. They are intrinsic fields of energy in constant motion. The emotions we experience are not ephemeral. They are energy that influence the electromagnetic fields surrounding us. When we live authentically, we are in alignment with our deepest truth, which creates a state of harmony. This harmony transcends the mind. It extends to various cells within our bodies, which are sensitive to both the biochemical signals and the energy frequencies we emit. When we experience negative emotions such as fear, anxiety, or anger, the body enters in a state of disharmony. Cortisol, the stress hormone, floods the systems, and this can impede the natural flow of energy, leading to physical imbalance and disease. Conversely, authenticity fosters a state of coherence, aligns the mind, heart, and body, facilitating the free flow of vital energy through every cell. At the cellular level, authenticity enhances regeneration and support healing. It reduces the internal conflict that can manifest as a physical illness, and instead cultivating an environment in which health and vitality thrives. Emotional authenticity and the co-creation of reality beyond the body. The effects of authenticity reverberates into our external reality. Emotions are not isolated phenomena. They are dynamic forces that shape the way we perceive and interact with the world. Energy of our emotions radiates outwards, influencing both our environment and the people around us. When we live authentically, we create a powerful resonance and a harmonious energy field that can influence our surroundings. Electromagnetic fields produced by the heart and brain when incoherence become more expansive and potent. These enhanced energy fields enable us to attract experiences, people, and opportunity that align with our higher self. Authenticity thus becomes a tool not only for inner peace, but for the manifestation of our deepest desire. We are not passive observants in our lives, but active participants in the co-creation of our own reality. Emotions rooted in the authenticity rise our vibrational frequency, bringing us into a greater harmony with the universe as we align with our true selves. The world around us responds in kind, providing us with the tools and opportunities needed to thrive. It is core a process of alignment, an alignment of mind, body, and spirit. Authenticity is the key that unlocks this alignment. By living true to ourselves, we release energetic blockage, dissolve false belief, and heal emotional wounds. At the cellular level, the very act of being authentic promotes cellular coherence. This coherence allows the body's natural healing process to function without interference. As we embody our truth, we elevate our vibrational frequency, which creates a vibrant environment for both physical and emotional restoration. To live authentically, it is to embrace the highest form of self-expression and self-care. It is to align your inner world with the truth of who you are. As you embrace authenticity, you elevate the vibrational frequency of every cell in your body, allowing for profound healing transformation and the manifestation of your highest potential. In this state of authentic coherence, we become radiant beings of life, capable of creating a life of peace, prosperity, and purpose. One that not only reflects the beauty within, but also attracts the highest good from the world around us. Let us step forward with authenticity as our guiding force, knowing that it is the foundation for health, healing, and the co-creation of the most magnificent version of our lives. Love. The opposition of addiction is not sobriety or abstinence. It is in the community and connection. Many people have a deep sense of isolation and inability to talk about the internal environments and the internal experience they manage. When a population addicted to a substance is given the opportunity to reintegrate into a community of its kind, it will not only choose to detoxify to reintegrate into the community, but will also remain in abstinence. Abstinence is not the answer. It's something that I identify a lot because for a long time when my healing journey, I was isolating myself, thinking that I'm so tough, that I don't need love, I don't need support. I found myself in the isolation point where I was rejecting this high emotional frequency as internal to be the best version of myself. When I actually accept love and affection, it was when I was able to transcend and use that high energy frequency to become the best version of myself. As he thinks in his heart, so is he. Epicentry of the cells to manage memory, thoughts, based off what you think and your environment. You can shape your own reality due to your thoughts, who you are, what you think. But it actually gets deeper what it seems to be. If you want to know different healthy recipes that you can use in your daily basis, text me, I'll hook you up. I got you. I want to be able to pay forward to the community. If you made it to the whole video from the beginning to the end, I'm able to give free herbs for everybody that is watching this video. Put your name down below and I'll take care of you. I'll send you free herbs. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you to the next one.